Imagine if the world's most effective medicine for your body wasn't hidden behind a pharmacy counter, but was actually resting in your kitchen right now, just waiting for you to find it. That's exactly what we're going to uncover in today's video, because over the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal 8 health secrets that medical professionals pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to study. Except these insights came straight from the Bible. They were recorded thousands of years before the modern medical industry even began. Before we get started, please do me a quick favor. If this video reveals even one natural food that can change your life or the life of someone you love, please share this with 3 people who need healing. Your engagement can help save lives by helping us reach more people with this information. Here is the part that truly amazes me. People in ancient times lived long, vibrant lives without ever taking an antibiotic, undergoing surgery, or relying on the modern technology we consider essential today. King David was dancing for the Lord well into his 60s. Moses was still climbing mountains at the age of 80. Sarah miraculously gave birth at 90. How could that possibly happen? The answer isn't just faith, although faith is definitely a factor. The real secret is food. More specifically, there are 8 foods God created to heal us from the inside out. And here is the craziest part. The strongest healing food on this entire list, coming in at number 8, is something you likely tossed in the trash last week without a second thought. So make sure you grab a notebook, because you're going to want to remember every single one of these. And join us on this journey of discovery until the end, because that single item could completely revolutionize your well-being. Take a moment to think about this. When was the last time you stared at your meal and wondered if God meant for this food to heal you or hurt you? Most people never even consider it. We tend to consume whatever's fast, whatever tastes delicious, or whatever the latest commercial convinced us to eat. But what if I shared with you that every single bite is either repairing your body or tearing it down? There is no middle ground when we talk about nutrition. It serves as either medicine or poison. The scriptures understood this reality 3,000 years before modern scientists figured it out. So let's dive into exactly which ingredients God pointed out as natural healers for mankind, and most importantly, how you can begin utilizing them today. Let's kick things off with liquid gold, raw honey. Proverbs 16:24 states that pleasant words are like a honeycomb, bringing sweetness to the soul and healing to the bones. This isn't just beautiful phrasing, though. It's actual biochemistry written as poetry. Raw honey acts as one of the strongest natural antibiotics found on Earth. It holds hydrogen peroxide, which destroys bacteria upon contact. It features enzymes that actively dissolve infections. It even contains specific elements that stop bacteria from talking to one another, essentially ruining their chances of spreading. The ancient Egyptians utilized honey to preserve their dead because it stops the decaying process. Warriors in ancient Greece would pack their combat wounds with it. Doctors in the Middle Ages recommended it for treating everything from severe burns to stomach ulcers. Skip ahead to the present, and major medical centers are actually reintroducing honey into wound treatments because modern antibiotic-resistant superbugs can't stand against it. Just think about that for a second. We engineered superbugs that survive our most powerful medications, yet they still fall to the honey God created millennia ago. Honey also calms a sore throat, quiets a cough more effectively than most pharmacy syrups, and gives you a quick energy boost without the harsh sugar crash you get from processed sweets. But here is a fact that 90% of people in America miss. The honey sitting in your kitchen cabinet right now is probably an imitation. The majority of store-bought honey is heavily filtered and pasteurized, a process that wipes out all the helpful enzymes and bacteria-fighting elements. Some brands even mix it with rice or corn syrup. You're essentially paying for flavored sugar water. Authentic, raw honey is dense, a bit cloudy, and will crystallize inside the jar as time passes. Search for bottles labeled raw, unfiltered, and preferably locally sourced. Eating local raw honey can even ease your seasonal allergies since it holds trace amounts of native pollen that help train your immune system. Now, let's discuss a topic God brought up continuously throughout the Scriptures: medicinal herbs. Psalm 104, verse 14, explains that God provides plants for humanity to grow, bringing food up from the soil. The Bible specifically names hyssop, mint, dill, cumin, and several others. But this general category also covers nutritional giants like sage, rosemary, thyme, and parsley. These aren't just little green leaves meant to make your meal look nice. Every single herb acts as a dense collection of healing properties. Rosemary has been proven to boost memory and guard against mental decline. My grandma used to claim that rosemary was for remembering, and modern neuroscience has finally proven her right. Sage carries antimicrobial benefits so potent that people have burned it for hundreds of years just to cleanse the air in a room. Parsley is packed with vitamin K for healthy bones and vitamin C to fuel your immune system. Thyme holds thymol, an infection-fighting compound so strong it's still utilized in mouthwashes and eco-friendly cleaning supplies today. The ancient Israelites didn't rely on plastic pill bottles or medicine cabinets. Instead, they maintained gardens bursting with these restorative plants. They naturally knew that God supplied herbs for the specific purpose of supporting human health. Try mixing fresh herbs into your daily meals. Throw some rosemary over your baked vegetables. Scramble sage into your eggs in the morning. Toss some parsley into your next smoothie. Over time, these tiny additions will create monumental changes in your health. Let's shift over to heart health with two massive game changes. The first is olive oil, often called the liquid gold of the Mediterranean. Luke 10, verse 34 shares the tale of the Good Samaritan, who treated an injured traveler's wounds by pouring oil and wine over them. This wasn't just a random medical guess. It was an established ancient practice that actually worked. Back in biblical days, olive oil was considered sacred. It was relied upon to anoint royalty, fuel lamps, and most crucially, to heal the sick. Modern research has completely backed up this ancient knowledge. Extra virgin olive oil remains one of the healthiest fats a person can eat. It comes loaded with monounsaturated fatty acids that drop your harmful LDL cholesterol while boosting your beneficial HDL cholesterol. It also provides strong antioxidants known as polyphenols, which battle cellular inflammation. When researchers observe Mediterranean cultures that consume olive oil every day, the results are incredible. They experience significantly lower instances of heart disease, strokes, diabetes, and Alzheimer's compared to Americans consuming a standard Western diet. The well-known Framingham Heart Study tracked thousands of individuals for decades, discovering that people who regularly ate olive oil lived longer and suffered from fewer chronic illnesses. It isn't just a lucky break, it's the way we were designed. However, you must ensure you're getting authentic olive oil. Sadly, the olive oil industry is full of fake products. Testing reveals that up to 70% of the olive oil lining American grocery shelves is either mixed with lower quality oils or has already gone bad before you even buy it. Look for dark glass bottles, which shield the oil from harmful light. Check for a harvest date printed within the past year. Terms like cold-pressed or first cold-pressed are important to find. Authentic olive oil carries a peppery, slightly bitter kick, which is a direct result of those healthy polyphenols. If the oil you're using lacks flavor, it's likely a fake. Next on the list is the pomegranate. Highlighted in Deuteronomy 8:8 as one of the 7 sacred species of the Promised Land, the pomegranate held such high status in ancient Israel that its image was sewn into the robes of priests and carved directly into the temple walls. Solomon even wrote about beautiful pomegranate orchards in the Song of Songs. This was never just a gorgeous piece of fruit. It was recognized as medicine from God. Pomegranates are completely packed with antioxidants, holding more than green tea, red wine, or almost any other berry. Clinical studies have proven that pomegranate juice naturally lowers blood pressure, clears away plaque in the arteries, and boosts blood circulation to the heart. One specific trial discovered that patients with heart disease who drank 8 ounces of this juice every day for 3 months actually saw a reversal in their arterial damage. Let me repeat that. It reversed the damage. It didn't just halt the disease, it actively repaired the existing harm. Pomegranates hold a special compound called punicic acid, which guards every cell in your body against oxidative stress and chronic inflammation, the 2 primary drivers behind almost all chronic ailments. Whether you choose to eat the fresh seeds, drink the pure juice, or use a high-quality extract, you are taking in one of God's most effective tools for a long life. Now, let's explore the foods that strengthen your brain and build solid muscle. Clean fish show up constantly throughout the Bible. The most famous example is found in Matthew 14:17, where Jesus uses 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish to feed a crowd of 5,000. But take a second to ponder this. Why did he use fish? Why not simply multiply the bread on its own? Why was fish an essential part of this miracle? Because fish offer a nutrient that bread simply doesn't have, omega-3 fatty acids. Your brain is made up of nearly 60% fat, and it completely relies on omega-3s to run correctly. These vital fats lower inflammation levels, boost your memory, balance your emotions, and defend against mental decline. Studies demonstrate that individuals who eat fish on a regular basis maintain larger brain sizes as they get older, remember things more clearly, suffer from depression less frequently, and significantly cut their chances of developing Alzheimer's disease. The dietary instructions in the Bible regarding clean and unclean fish were never just random religious guidelines. Leviticus 11 clearly states that clean fish must possess both fins and scales. Species like salmon, sardines, mackerel, and tilapia fit the bill. Shellfish and bottom-dwelling fish do not. Today's science confirms the brilliance behind this ancient rule. Clean fish carry the highest amounts of healthy omega-3s and the lowest traces of mercury, PCBs, and other oceanic toxins. Bottom feeders naturally soak up pollutants because their diet consists of the waste and dead material resting on the sea floor. I was chatting with a neurologist just last month, and he mentioned that if he could only prescribe a single food to stop dementia, he would choose wild-caught fatty fish. He explained that the scientific evidence is staggering. Omega-3 fatty acids are a non-negotiable requirement for brain health, yet the vast majority of Americans are severely lacking them. If you truly want to shield your mind as you age, consuming wild-caught fish 2 or 3 times a week is an absolute must. It also works wonders for joint pain, skin issues, and cardiovascular health. Let me introduce you to a concept that completely changed the way I look at bread. Ezekiel 4:9 provides us with an ancient formula that has gained legendary status in the wellness community. The verse says to take wheat and barley, beans and lentils, millet and spelt, put them all in a single container, and use them to bake your bread. This isn't your average white loaf. It's not even the standard whole wheat bread you find at the supermarket. This is a complete protein food crafted from a variety of sprouted grains and legumes. The Ezekiel recipe mixes grains and beans in a very specific manner that supplies all 9 essential amino acids your body requires to grow muscle, heal tissue, and produce neurotransmitters for your brain. It's also completely loaded with fiber, which nourishes the good bacteria in your gut, keeps your blood sugar levels steady, and leaves you feeling full for several hours. The main issue with the bread we eat today is that 99% of it is baked using refined white flour that has been totally robbed of its fiber and nutritional value. It shoots your blood sugar up quicker than eating straight sugar. It triggers inflammation, and it leaves your stomach growling just 30 minutes later. Ezekiel bread, baked from sprouted whole grains, provides a slow release of energy and truly feeds your body. You can grab a loaf in the freezer aisle of most health food shops, or you can search for recipes online to bake it yourself. Let me show you two foods from the Bible that acted as very specific, targeted treatments. The first one is the fig. In 2 Kings 27, the text notes that the prophet Isaiah told King Hezekiah's staff to mash figs into a poultice and place it over the king's infected boil. The Bible records that Hezekiah was healed and went on to live another 15 years. Figs naturally fight off bacteria and reduce inflammation. They hold special enzymes called phycin that dissolve dead tissue and encourage quick healing. When you mash fresh or dried figs into a paste, it creates a drawing effect that actively pulls infections right out of a wound. However, figs aren't only useful for external issues. Eating them supplies your body with a massive dose of soluble fiber, potassium, magnesium, and healthy antioxidants. They bolster your digestive system, assist in regulating your blood pressure, and act as a mild laxative to keep your internal plumbing clean and active. The fig tree pops up more frequently in the Bible than any other fruit-bearing tree. Jesus even referenced the fig tree to share lessons regarding faith and judgment. This wasn't by accident. Figs were an essential daily food that kept ancient populations healthy and alive during incredibly tough times. When you add figs to your regular meals, you are linking yourself to a healing tradition that spans thousands of years. Lastly, let's tackle what might be the most debated subject on our list: grapes and wine. 1 Timothy 5:23 documents Paul giving Timothy some very specific medical counsel. He tells him to stop drinking water exclusively and to add a little wine to his diet to help with his stomach issues and frequent sickness. People have argued over this specific verse for hundreds of years. However, the medical data is incredibly straightforward. Red wine consumed in moderation provides you with resveratrol, a strong antioxidant heavily found in the skins of grapes. Science shows that resveratrol guards your cardiovascular system, lowers inflammation throughout the entire body, boosts how your body handles insulin, and might even help you live longer by triggering longevity genes known as sirtuins. It also heavily supports digestion, especially when eating heavy fatty meals, which is precisely why Paul suggested it in the first place. The most important word to remember here is moderation. The scriptures repeatedly caution against the dangers of drunkenness while still recognizing that wine holds real medicinal benefits. Enjoying a small glass of red wine with your dinner, or just snacking on red grapes with their skins intact, delivers all these health perks without any of the dangers tied to alcohol abuse. A lot of the healing properties credited to wine actually originate from the grapes themselves. If you choose not to consume alcohol for personal or religious motives, you can still reap the benefits of resveratrol by eating red and purple grapes or by pouring a glass of 100% pure grape juice. Let's be completely honest for a second. We currently exist as the unhealthiest generation in the history of mankind, even though we possess more medical advancements than ever before. Chronic illnesses such as diabetes, heart disease, cancer, autoimmune disorders, and mental health struggles have reached epidemic proportions. We pour more money into healthcare than any other country in the world, and yet our health continues to decline. Why is that? It's because we traded the diet God created for a diet invented by man. We consume heavily processed items packed with refined sugars, unnatural chemicals, inflammatory vegetable oils, and synthetic ingredients that prioritize the shelf life of the product over the life of the person eating it. We've drifted away from the natural whole foods God intended for our physical bodies, gravitating instead toward factory-produced goods engineered strictly to make money. 1 Corinthians 6:19 asks, "Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit?" If your physical body truly is a sacred temple, what exactly are you fueling it with? Are your food choices honoring God, or are you treating your stomach like a trash can for whatever happens to be cheap and easy? A friend of mine recently shared a truly profound thought with me. She said, "The moment I began eating biblical foods, my arthritis vanished, my blood pressure went back to normal, I dropped 30 pounds without even attempting to, and my physician actually asked me what kind of medication I was using. I told him I wasn't on any drugs at all. I was simply following instructions from God." That same doctor now advises his other patients to adopt a biblical diet. Here is the challenge I have for you over the next 7 days. I dare you to swap out just one single processed food item with a biblical alternative from today's list. Maybe you replace your morning pastry with a slice of Ezekiel toast, drizzled with raw honey. Swap out your afternoon bag of chips for some pomegranate seeds and mixed nuts. Cook with olive oil instead of reaching for the butter or margarine. Sprinkle fresh herbs of your evening meal. Choose wild salmon instead of tossing a frozen pizza in the oven. Just commit to one swap every single day. Pay close attention to how your body responds. Take note of your energy levels, how your stomach feels, your overall mood, how well you sleep, and your mental focus. The scriptures remind us that following God's paths leads to life, and that principle absolutely extends to the foods He designed for us to eat. You might be completely surprised by how fast you start feeling better once you finally provide your body with authentic nutrition. But listen, I can only continue creating this kind of content if you show me that you want it. So right now, I need you to complete 2 quick steps. First, crush that like button so the YouTube algorithm knows to share this video with other people who desperately need this information. And make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Second, drop a comment down below and let me know which of these foods you plan to try out first. Are you repping Team Raw Honey, Team Pomegranate, or are you preparing to bake a loaf of Ezekiel bread? I'll be sending a customized reply with some extra health tips to the first 50 people who comment. We are on a mission to take back God's ancient wisdom regarding health and healing, and I need you to join me on this journey. Share this video with someone in your life who is currently fighting a health battle. Tag them in the comments section below. Shoot them a text message with the link. Your simple decision to share this could quite literally save a life. Keep in mind, God didn't merely hand down commandments and spiritual promises. He gave us food that was meticulously designed to heal, to sustain, and to respect the amazing physical body He built for you. Every single time you select a biblical food over a piece of processed junk, you are actively participating in God's original blueprint for human wellness. You are treating your body like the temple it was designed to be. I appreciate you being here. I am truly praying for a massive breakthrough in your health journey. Until we meet again, eat well, live well, and honor God with every single bite you take.